Hello my dear friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Anand, and one very simple question to you. Are you confused between loneliness and being alone? Let us understand about this more in detail. Welcome back. I remember I used to work in UK around about 10 years back. I was working into a hotel industry over there, and a couple of my friends also flew from India to UK to do the same jobs, but they were into different hotels into UK. So whenever I used to have weekly offs, I used to go at their places to meet them, and it used to be into the countryside of UK. It is very beautiful. If you guys get a chance, please explore those countryside small towns in UK. They're very beautiful. So I remember whenever we used to hang out into the small cities, the city area, the old couples over there, probably Generation X, they were very enthusiastic, very happy, and they were really interested to speak to us that which country we are from, what we are doing here, and how do they find UK. If we tell them we are from India, naturally they used to have very enthusiastic response about, oh, India, wow, we have been there, we like Taj Mahal, and we love the food and everything. And we used to feel very connected in that moment with each other. Those memories left a very big footprint in our minds, in our lives. Whenever we are friends, we meet nowadays, we talk about those experiences, and we feel really happy that those happened with us. Later on, I came back to India and I went to do MBA, so I went to Singapore. Again, I was blessed to meet certain very local sweet people over there, and those people really took us in and showed us the lifestyle of Singapore, the food, and how do they live in such a tiny small country, but they're so happy. So naturally, I used to interact with them, and mostly those generations that we interacted were mostly Generation X, or near to the age of our grandparents. And somehow I used to feel very connected with them because we used to have a very impressive communication. Not I would say the topics were so great, but there was an effort to speak to each other, connect with each other. I came back to India a couple of years back, and I used to do a lot of solo traveling. I continued to do so in India as well. And in many a times, I used to go to a small towns in India. Over there also, I've seen the same pattern. People really want to connect with you. They want to speak to you. They want to understand where you're coming from, which city you're coming from, what you are doing here, what they like about this country, what they like about the food that you get over here, and etc. etc. So these memories are really awesome to have in my life. I'm really blessed to have them. But why I'm telling you all this thing, what is connected these things with smoking? My dear friends, when we are social animals, and when we make an effort to speak to other people, we have a sense of being connected with each other. But nowadays, from last 5 to 6 years, digital revolution has gone, it is skyrocketed, and the medium to interact with each other is through social media. But in earlier years, it was very nice. Everybody was so happy to be online, put pictures, put status, and put a lot of first thing activities in their life, and those are really awesome. But somehow over the period of time, that we only see the good things that is happening in each other's life on social media, and somehow we are missing the total picture. So whenever we see something like this, that my friends, my family is having a very good time, they are eating at nice restaurants, and traveling to many countries, and they somehow seems to be very happy, we try to do the same, and we lose the connection with our own self, because life is not Like, you'll only get happy days. The sad days, the suffering days is going to be associated with it. It's like a mountain and a valley. If you get a mountain, you will get a valley days as well. But somehow when we see online things are not the way as per the laws of life, we don't feel connected with them, and that actually makes us away from the people that we were in contact before, or we used to feel connected before. And these days we have a lot of web series, a lot of apps that can keep you engaged for a long time. If you go online, even if you are using an app, the most likely that you'll spend like 1 or 2 hours per day, or maybe more than that, just to feel connected, just to feel engaged. But when we get used to this kind of gap that puts us in a state of being alone and loneliness is the thing that I'm talking about. You feel lonely all the time. You want to be connected with people, but somehow you are not able to speak the way you used to, or to communicate. Or in today's generation, the odds of communication is different, and you are not really aware about it. Somehow in that process to make a connection, you feel a lot of rejections at times. And when you feel rejections, you feel bad, and you really don't know how to cope up with this. And slowly you become different, and you try to escape from the reality, and you stay alone. You like being alone. But being alone is something, a state where you are not bothered about what is happening around you, and you are very, very happy with your own self. I mean, you understand that this is a social media, there are laws of life, but you are extremely happy with your own self. And the opposite of this is loneliness. It means that you are very dissatisfied with your own self. You're not very happy. You feel that you deserve something else than the current life. And all that gap is somehow fulfilled with smoking and drinking. Because just to feel that sense of connection, you try to immerse yourself into your addictions. This is something that has happened with me. I came out of it and understood that this is just an escape. Your addictions are just an escape from the real world. But even if you are doing your addictions, you have to feel connected. But when you do not make an effort to be social, to mix with someone, to talk with someone, your addiction becomes worse and worse, because that's the way you feel connected with your own self. So my dear friends, if you think you're going through this kind of experiences, please seek help, because your addictions are going to be much bigger if you avoid this. The choice is in your hands. I'll leave it up to you. I'm Anand. I'm your smoke-free coach. And please do let me know into the comment box, what do you think about this? Are you experiencing the loneliness, or are you confused about being alone? Thank you very much.